Let's be real, the world of business is more complicated than ever. The old rules for success, they're just not cutting it anymore. So today, we're going to dive into a new philosophy, a new way of thinking that's completely redefining what it means for a business to thrive. You see, the old playbook is officially broken. The constant change and turbulence in the global market have made one thing crystal clear. Traditional strategies are failing. Businesses, now more than ever, have to be quicker on their feet, more innovative. They need to think like entrepreneurs just to keep up. And who's right at the heart of all this? It's the small and medium-sized businesses, the MSMEs. These aren't just little companies. They are the absolute backbone of our economy. They create jobs, they push innovation. Their success is literally our success. To make this work, leadership has to change too. We're seeing a huge shift away from what you could call the factory model, where a leader just pulls levers and expects a predictable result. The future is the gardener model. In this model, a leader's job is to cultivate the right environment, to tend to the soil, so to speak, so that great ideas and growth can sprout up naturally. This isn't just a small tweak. It's a fundamental shift in how we think. For way too long, companies have treated things like social good and environmentalism as a side gig, something for the corporate social responsibility department to handle. But that's an old way of thinking, and it keeps these absolutely critical ideas separate from the actual business. And this is where the solution really comes into focus. We're moving away from that disconnected, siloed approach to a new one where sustainability is woven right into the fabric of the business. You'll hear the term ESG a lot. That stands for environmental, social, and governance. And it's here that a really powerful new framework enters the picture. And that framework is called P5. Think of it as a complete, holistic guide designed to help businesses, especially those MSMEs we talked about, embed sustainability deep into their DNA. It's not some extra thing you do. It's the new operating system for your entire business. So here it is, the 5 pillars of the P5 framework. The best way to think about them is like 5 gears in a machine. For the whole business to run smoothly and for the long haul, all 5 of these gears have to be turning in perfect harmony. So let's break them down one by one. First up, people. And this is about so much more than just HR. This is about building a company culture based on trust and shared purpose. It means really investing in your team, helping them grow, and making sure you're a positive force in your community. Next, of course, is planet. This is our call to action to be good stewards of the environment we all share. It's about looking honestly at your company's footprint, from energy and water use to waste, and actively working to shrink that impact. Then we have prosperity. Now, this is a really important distinction. This is not just about profit. Profit helps a few people at the top. Prosperity lifts everyone up. It means smart financial planning for long-term, stable growth that benefits employees, partners, and the whole community. Our 4th pillar is product. This one challenges us to think about the entire life story of whatever it is we sell. Where did the raw materials come from? How is it made? And maybe most importantly, what happens to it when the customer is done with it? It's about designing responsibly from the very beginning to the very end. And finally, process. This is the how. It's where the rubber meets the road. It's all about building sustainability right into your day-to-day operations. How can you be more efficient? How can you reduce waste? How can you innovate to build a system that's not just productive, but strong and resilient? But look, a framework is just a map, right? You still need an engine to actually get you where you need to go. In Malaysia, that engine is the Sustainable Business Network Association, or SUSNet. It's a nonprofit that is dedicated to building the entire ecosystem businesses need to put these powerful ideas into practice. And SUSNet doesn't just give you the philosophy and wish you luck. No, they provide a super practical 4-step path to make it a reality. It all starts with awareness and training, then they help you assess where you're at, then you can get projects certified, and finally, they recognize and reward success to inspire everyone else. So, the million-dollar question, is any of this actually working? Well, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. The impact of this kind of integrated approach, led by groups like SUSNet, has been nothing short of a dramatic rise in sustainability adoption, especially among those vital smaller businesses. And just look at these numbers for a second. This is some serious momentum. We're seeing a massive projected shift here. Awareness of ESG among Malaysian SMEs is forecast to jump from just 14% to an incredible 80%. But that's not even the best part. It's not just talk. Actual adoption is on track to more than double, going from 28% to 60%. That's not a trend, my friends. That is a full-blown revolution. So why is this catching on so fast? Simple. The benefits are real and they are tangible. We're talking about better access to funding, a stronger competitive advantage, getting into new markets and global supply chains, and being tougher and more resilient when things get rocky. This isn't just good for the world, it's fantastic for business. And this isn't just happening randomly. This whole movement is being guided by a very clear national strategy. Malaysia has a roadmap with different phases, starting with a just transition to help everyone get on board, and then an acceleration phase to really ramp things up. All the signs are pointing to 2026 as being a huge year for all of this. With new policies coming online and reporting standards becoming mandatory, the reasons to jump on board are only going to get stronger. It's the year this whole thing is really set to take off on a massive scale. So really, it all boils down to this one simple question. The P5 philosophy shows us that true success isn't about just getting through today. It's about deliberately building a business that's responsible, that's resilient, and that creates real prosperity for the future. The only question left is, which future are you building?